Well, the next 15 minutes, or just 10 minutes, I'll try to keep it short. I'm going to talk about the results of work package 8 of the ROADIDEA project, which was about validation and evaluation. So the question I'm trying to answer is how well did we make it, as just announced. My name is Müller from Poyry Infra Traffic, based in Hamburg, and my colleague was the work package leader for this work package. So this presentation is about the 4 features of evaluation that we had. First, we had the evaluation of the innovation process that Ali spoke about earlier, which was part of work package 5, and also the evaluation of the ideas, which were the outcome of this innovation process. Then I'm going to talk briefly about the pilots, which have been introduced, so I don't need to go into detail too much about the pilots, but about the evaluation results I would like to speak. And also in this part of my presentation, I might be able to answer the question of this gentleman from Luxembourg. I don't know if he's still there, but he was asking about how we chose the pilots. And then lastly, it's about the evaluation of the platform that we heard about earlier. Okay, so the innovation process, the main evaluation question is really how effective were the innovation seminars in terms of identifying and developing innovative ideas. And there's actually 4 criteria, main criteria. It's the participants that took part in the seminars, the idea generation, the idea ranking, and then the development after the seminar. What happens to these ideas? How are they brought forward? The methodology that we used was we developed a questionnaire and gave that to experts, and then they gave their opinion and made an assessment of the seminars, and we tried to summarize that. So I'm talking a bit more about these 4 criteria, and we have the bullet points you see below there are sort of sub-criteria, as it were. And as you know, it's always difficult to visualize a qualitative assessment. So what I did here to get across what we've evaluated is I've employed a kind of traffic light system. I hope you can see, yeah, I think it's pretty visible. So we've got green, yellow, and red. So green, sort of, we did well, and yellow is average, and red is a bit problematic, maybe. So in terms of participants, we asked the expert to whom we gave the questionnaires, how do you, or what did you think of the ITS background of the experts who were there at the innovation seminars? How was their motivation? Did they come well prepared? Had they done their homework or not? Then how was their awareness of the state of the art of technology? And then the technological bias, and that really answers, I think, the question a bit to how we chose the, or how we came from the ideas to the pilots, because obviously there was this team of people, and everyone had his or her technological background, and obviously that had an influence on the ideas that came up. So there's no point in denying this. Okay, then second, the idea generation. We asked about the openness of the procedure as opposed to the set topics. We also asked about the guidance by senior ITS experts, because obviously there was a different level of expertise even in the same field. So did the senior experts guide the younger ones, or how did that go? Then the freedom of interests, and whether there were any competitive incentives, and have the global changes been considered? You remember that Ali talked about these scenarios and where are we going to be in 2030? Then number 3 is the ranking of the ideas. We asked about the understanding of the description of the idea. Was that clear? Did everybody understand what it was about? Then the weighting process, the weighing process, we distributed parts and said, well, this idea is good, it gets 2 points, and this one's less good, only gets 1 point, and so on. And then the basketing that Ali introduced earlier, we had different categories in which we could put the ideas. And then after the seminar, there was supposed to be something going on with these ideas, and we asked whether the responsibilities have been defined clearly and how were the resources, because obviously you need some money to carry on working. Okay, the evaluation of the ideas was actually twofold. There were two evaluation questions. The first one being, in which respect are the ideas innovative? And the second one, to what extent could the ideas be turned into useful applications with a clear shared service concept? So in order to assess the innovation aspect, we have to define innovation and distinguish it from invention. Innovation is always relative to what was there before. And it's also the operational realization of invention. And the decisive factor is whether it adds value to the state of the art and improves the performance and understanding of something which is already there. Okay, so the methodology was again a questionnaire that we gave out to experts and also to ROADIDEA partners. The criteria which have been applied were the added value, the impact, the problem solving, and how much did this idea meet any policy objectives, then the business opportunities and the public interest in this idea. And the results, I can only sort of sum up for all ideas together. I can not go into detail, but altogether there were very little radical or even innovative. Most of them existed on the market, but there was always still a certain element of added value. Most of them were small scale, but had a large impact.